interested in that. He is interested, make my business double. That is what he is worshipping God for. Poor God must be wondering in him what kind of a worship he is doing. He doesn't know what is good for himself. So good that he came to God and he is willing to worship, but he doesn't know what is good for himself. You see, I remember an anecdote. A person performed penance, austerities. God appeared. Dear son, what do you want? Varam. Varam bruhi. You tell me what is it that you want. He said, I want a rich crop of hair on my ears. That is what he wanted. God was surprised. Okay, I'll give you that. That is not a problem, I can give you. But why so? Why that? Then he said, somebody told him, one soothsayers will be there, soothsayers. This astrology, numerology, these guys, one of them told him, if you have good hair on your ears, your business will improve. Something like that he told. It is like saying, if you have this number, your business will improve. You have this spelling, your business will improve. You have these planets, your business will improve. You have these stars, your business will improve. You have this hair, your business will improve. Do you find any difference in all the five? I don't find any difference. Do you find any difference? You think about it. I don't find any difference. So why not ask God, oh God, give me uninterrupted happiness? Why not ask? Be selfish in the right way. So you don't gain anything without realization of the self. Without self-realization, you don't gain anything. So, you see, what is responsible for human misery and suffering, human pain and misery? What is it that is responsible? Ignorance of the self. You don't know yourself. Atma-jnanam, you don't even have an intimation or a hint about yourself. That's why you are in ignorance, you are in pain and misery. You should know that. So satatam yogi, you have to pursue the knowledge of the self constantly. Satatam is constantly. Or you should pursue the devotion constantly. So you hand over your mind, the reins of your mind to Lord Krishna. This is the chariot. So the reins of your mind you hand over to Lord Krishna, and then you are free from any danger whatsoever. And then the chariot of the body will be surely taken by Sri Krishna to its safe destination from the battlefield of this world. So the world is a battlefield, and the chariot of the body, you hand over the reins of this chariot to Lord Sri Krishna. He will protect you from all dangers, and he will take you out of this battlefield safely. And he will take. He is a very good person in driving the chariot, and therefore you should have that devotion, a constant devotion. Satatam yogi. Yogi is communion. Yoga is communion. So you should have that constant upasana, sitting close to God, that communion with God, after surrendering the chariot, the body, the horses, the senses, and the reins, the mind. So to Lord Sri Krishna, you have to do that. So the whole life has to be surrendered, and allow Lord Sri Krishna to take you wherever he takes the chariot of the body, and hand over the driving of the chariot to Lord Sri Krishna. This is what is called Satatam Yogi. Okay, I mean in spirit. You have to do that in spirit. Not just saying Jai Shri Krishna wherever you meet. Jai Shri Krishna, how is the real estate price there? Jai Shri Krishna, it has now gone up. You take some real estate there. Jai Shri Krishna, but I have some money less. Will you give it? Yes. Jai Shri Krishna, I will give it, but you have to return with some interest. Not like that. That is all just a lip service. Lip service. And also some kind of exhibitionism also, to prove, to let the other person know that you are a devotee of Shri Krishna. May be good, but it should not be verbal. It should be felt from within the heart. Then Jai Shri Krishna is good. So, therefore, Satatam Yogi, Yata Atma. Atma is body and mind, not Sachidananda Atma. Okay, Atma is body and mind. So, Yata Atma. The one who has commanded, Yata is commanded, commanding. Not necessarily controlling, but commanding. So, command is important, not control. So, you see, you need not hurt the body, you need not punish the body, but you should command the body. Same is the case with the mind. You don't blame the mind, you don't condemn the mind. Don't try to even control the mind. If you control the mind, it will revolt. It won't come under control. You don't want to control, you just command. So, you see, the body, you have to understand, you have two enemies. There are no other enemies, only two enemies. Body and the mind. They can be good friends also. They need not be enemy. In fact, you take care that you don't convert your body and the mind into an enemy. People overeat and then the body becomes an enemy. Why do they overeat? Because they don't have any command over the taste buds. You don't have command. No command on taste buds. Gulab jamun, you are supposed to eat one. What do you eat four? No command. That is, then the body becomes enemy. So Shankara says, Shri Krishna says, very beautiful verse, Anatmanastu shatrutve vartet atmaiva shatruvat. That is the Atma. Anatma, that verse from 6th chapter. So, when Anatmanaha is Madhyama Padalopa Samasa, Ajitatmanaha. You have to introduce Jita there, Bhashyakara. So if you are an Anatma, that doesn't mean you don't have Atma and all that. Okay? Anatma means Ajitatma. Atma is body and mind. So when you don't have a command over the body, Varteta Atmaiva Shatruvat. The Bhashyakara explains in some detail there. Atmaiva, the body itself, acts like an enemy. What do you mean by enemy? What will the enemy do? Enemy will try all the way to hurt you, to make you suffer. That is what the enemy will do. That is what the body will do to you. Therefore, body becomes the enemy. When you don't have a command over the body becomes the enemy. So, you see, when we say this to people don't understand. I have noticed it. They don't understand. They don't get it into their head. And when I see that, I do feel a little frustration also. How come? These are nice people, a nice family, very loving people. They give all love and respect to the Swami, and they treat the Swami with a lot of reverence, and so the Swami is indebted to them. Therefore the Swami loves them, and the Swami wants them to be happy and to be healthy and happy. That is all. That is all you need. You don't need all these properties and all this gold, and you don't need any of these things. Areyappa, you have to get into your head. You don't need, you are imagining. You are very fanciful guy, that is all I can say. You don't need any of these things. What you need is just this much. You need to be healthy and happy. That is all you need. And when I see people, the lovable people, unhealthy because of poor eating habits, and if they give me 2 hours time and they make me master of their kitchen for 2 hours, I will demolish their kitchen and throw away all the groceries and put the right things in place so that they will become healthy. And then more difficult than health is happy. Body and mind, So you should work for it. You deserve health, then only you get health. You deserve peace, then only you get peace. Just by performing rituals you don't get it. Who told you? So Arogyam Bhaskarad Ichet means stand in the rising sun and do Surya Namaskar. 12 steps of Surya Namaskar, 5 of them. Do it, I will see. Then your health is assured. Therefore, so when you don't have a command over the body. You see, I was studying Ramatirtha, and he says the goal in life is self-realization. Okay, good. Atmajnana. How to go about it? How to get that self-realization? I wanted to know. And therefore I was exploring. He said, he gave a few steps. 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And the first step he said is, take simple diet in moderate quantity. That is his exact statement. I wanted to hold his collar and ask. I don't have him before me. But suppose he is standing before me, I will ask him. I imagine. I hold his collar. Hey Swami, what are you talking? I am asking about self-knowledge. How to get self-knowledge, how to go about self-knowledge. You tell me that. Then the Swami tells, I am telling you that only. Take simple diet in moderate quantity. That is number one. Because when the body is not healthy, you eat wrong food, overeat wrong food, there is no question of self-knowledge or any such thing. You don't get that. Therefore, it is very unfortunate in our time, the civilization itself is like that we give very undue importance to food. Preparing the food, serving the food, eating the food, enjoying the food, this has become a religion by itself. And all our worships also have acquired this quality. So you worship Lord Krishna, how many sweets you have to make? 56. At least 5. If you don't do at least 5, if not 56, at least 5 sweets if you don't know what kind of puja of Sri Krishna. So I tell you, you have just distorted everything about Sri Krishna. Nothing meaningful is left now. And every single ritual has one single focus, that is food. Prasadam bhakshayati. The religion has come to such a despicable level of poor thinking that eating prasada is considered religious. What is religion in it? Eating, how can eating be religion? Eating can only be a means of keeping the body going. Eating cannot be religion. Just you eat the right kind of, you eat a certain stuff in a certain way, God will be propitiated by that. What kind of religion it is? Something is badly wrong with the religion. A lot of misinformation is put into the society, and it has gone very deep into the social psyche to the extent that just eat, you are propitiating God. God will be happy with you. You eat this laddu, God will be happy with you. So what should I do to make God happy? Eat this laddu. Purchase for 100 rupees and eat it. God will be happy with you. An amazing ignorance. Wrong. So the first thing Swami Ramatirtha says, eat healthy food in moderate quantity, number one. Number two, I was stunned. Then went along and saw what are the further advices coming. Take physical exercise regularly. That is the second advice. Coming from Ramatirtha, you cannot believe it. I think in the 3rd volume or 4th volume, in the very beginning, you will find it. The true religion. This is the second advice. Take physical exercise regularly. Third advice, avoid company of people who may disturb your peace of mind. This is the satsanga. Be in the company of the spiritually evolved persons only, who can impart their practical wisdom to you, who can inspire peace and tranquility within you. Take the company of such Mahatmas and then remain alone. This is the advice he gave. Therefore, you have to keep the body and mind. I have covered both, body and mind. So you have to keep body and mind under your command. So let us see what Shankara says briefly. Santushtas satatam. So that is the first lesson, first word. He says, Nityam dehasthiti karanasya labhe alabhe cha utpannalam pratyayaha. If you follow Shankara Bhashya, it will be very rigorous and very exacting. You know what I mean? Very exacting, very rigorous. Generally we don't follow. Just we recite the verses and be done with it. So this is what is called ritualization. You convert the whole blessed thing into a ritual. And once you finish the ritual, over. We have recited the 15th chapter. Now what is there now? Just go and attack the food. 15th chapter to ho gaya. Like that. So, therefore he says, you see what he says? He hits you in the face if you know what he says. Sometimes you get the food which is good and healthy and enjoyable, and you don't get sometimes. In both situations you maintain that inner quiet, that inner serenity and a sense of contentment you maintain. Don't lose it. So sometimes the milk was very watery and therefore the coffee doesn't taste well. But doesn't matter, what you need, some caffeine in the system, so drink it. Like that. Sometimes the milk is good and coffee tastes good, like South Indian Madras coffee. Enjoy it. Let there be enjoyment. You may not want to enjoy yourself. So like that, when you get the food, food is what? He gives a description to that. Food, roti kapada makan, not only food, dehasthiti karanasya, roti kapada makan, that is the spirit. You should have that spirit, roti kapada makan. People should live a very simple, orderly and disciplined life. What you need is roti kapada makan. You need food, dehasthiti karanasya, and kapada, a set of clothes, and then a roof to cover the head. That is all you need. You don't need what all people acquire. You don't need. Especially when it comes to sadhus, we don't need all these things that we go after. We don't need all of them. But it is an industrial revolution. There is industrial revolution, and the societies are industrialized. Means at one time one cloth is made with hand in 1 week. Now in 1 hour 500 pieces of cloth are made by the machine. Therefore there is a plenty of things available. There is a deluge of things. Therefore naturally we end up getting more of them. That is the modern society, industrialized society is like that. It is responsible for the situation. So you need not do anything about it, but you should not be greedy about it. So you have to keep this in mind. Roti kapada makan. That is an expression. These expressions are very valuable. Roti kapada makan. I need roti kapada makan. Food for survival, dehasthiti. Kapada to cover the body. In a civilized society, you need to cover the body. There is no point in going around without covering the body properly. That is all nonsense. And then you need to protect the body from elements also. And then you need a roof on your head. Roti kapda makan. Sometimes you get it. Sometimes you may not get even that. In both situations you maintain that sense of contentment within. Then he says one more thing in the same way. I will finish now. Tatha gunavallabhe viparyaye cha santushtas satatam. You see how he writes, gunavallabhe. Gunavat means a quality product. Suppose you get a piece of cloth, it is good quality, you are happy. Quite often it is not of good quality. You see, many things, nowadays the quality consciousness has come in India. Otherwise, at least 2 decades back, or 1.5 decades, or 1 decade back, I was traveling between India and America. So all things I get, very good quality things in America. The same things I get, very poor quality things. When I go to Walmart in America, I get the best possible coffee powder to make a cup of coffee. One day I acquired, I did not get coffee, I did not have coffee powder with me. I wanted a cup of coffee. So I asked in the office to get me some coffee powder. So they got a coffee powder. It is not coffee powder. It is some black colored dust collected from somewhere and put in the bag and gave to me. It doesn't smell coffee, and you believe me, I remembered this verse, Gunavallabhe alabhe cha santushtaha. So I made a cup of coffee and drank it. I suffered for 2 days. My acidity has spiked up. It is some seeds are made into dust and gave. It is not coffee. It doesn't smell coffee. Then I cautiously took it and threw into the dustbin there, because it is some spurious product. So this way, utterly bad quality, poor quality and best quality. I used to see the difference, but now things have changed. Thanks to Shri Narendra Modi ji, things have changed. We get the same quality everywhere. But the point is not that. That is all digression. The point is, sorry, I am finishing now. The point is, sometimes you get good quality, especially in a society like India. It is a developing country, a poor country. So sometimes you get good quality. Quite often you may get poor quality. You make do with it. See to it that your inner serenity, the contentment, is not disturbed. Okay, that doesn't mean you eat wrong kind of food and become sick. That is not what I am suggesting. So take care of your health. But the contentment is a great virtue. It is the wealth. Contentment is the wealth. A fat bank account is not wealth. It is a burden. Contentment is the wealth. Om Purnamada Purnamidam